they're taking it to that parody level where they have to watch this. And it's like, oh my God, look at what they're making me watch. You don't have to watch this, I promise you. You can turn away. It doesn't make you...
Yeah, it's like no one is asking you to have to watch a certain amount of gay porn in order to be an ally to the gay community. It's like, you know, it's not a requirement. It's not like, hey, you have to get your 10 plus hours or you're not a real ally. You'll have to revoke your ally cards unless you can prove you've watched at least 10 hours of hardcore gay porn. And until that happens, I mean, you're just going to be on the sidelines. Ben Shapiro and the Bussy. I genuinely have no idea what the story's about.
It's not just about tolerance for people who live different lifestyles. It's not just about tolerance for people who have different emotional or sexual orientations. It's not about any of that. It's about celebration. The entire society must celebrate. Not only must the entire society celebrate, the entire society must propagandize on behalf of this sort of activity. So, for example, I mean, this is insane. Postmates is a company that delivers things to you, right? You order food via Postmates. That was my impression. I was not aware that Postmates was actually a BDSM site teaching you about anal sex. But apparently that is what Postmates is now. So,
yes. Oh, I'm so here for this. Teach me more, Ben Shapiro. I don't even know about this. What is Postmates doing around the bum bum?
Postmates, in honor of Pride Month, put out a video and a tweet.
Oh no. Oh no, Postmates has fallen, everyone. Postmates is the latest victim to the woke agenda.
Telling people what to eat. I've been informed by my producers that this is what this commercial is about because frankly I found it somewhat puzzling.
Wait. Whoa. Were you informed by your producers to watch your language there, Ben? What just happened?
I've been informed by my producers, apparently. This is what it's about.
I've been informed by my producers that this is what this commercial is about because frankly I found it somewhat puzzling. Apparently this is about what kinds of food you ought to eat so as not to have messy diarrhea before you engage in anal sex. This is being promoted.
Oh my God. Ben Shapiro. No way. This is going to break his mind.
By Postmates. Postmates was bought by Uber in a $2.65 billion all-stock deal back in 2020. This is an enormous American company. And it is propagandizing on behalf of anal sex in its marketing.
Does Ben Shapiro not know that straight people also have anal sex? It's not an exclusively gay men thing, you know? Like, even lesbians can peg each other. Like, this is... Ben.
It's a food company. It's a food delivery company. Here is what this looks like.
Ben Shapiro is a dirty booty bottom.
It's a dirty booty bottom. Oh, okay. You know what? I was just talking about how we're in the bad timeline, but maybe I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon.
Wet ass.
First dry P word, now dirty booty. Damn, Ben. I don't know. I don't understand.
Oh, that's sticking. That's sticking.
Okay. Obviously, that was conservative commentator Ben Shapiro reacting to a Postmates video where they describe proper hygiene for queer people.
Outrageous.
I don't
Offensive.
know how to tell this to Ben and all the other conservatives who are reacting to this right now, but you're just not the target demographic. You don't have to watch this, right? If you choose to not click on that video that Postmates shared, which is very obvious from the beginning, this is not for straight people. I mean, maybe some straight people will find this informative. In fact, I know some straight people will. But if you see that and you just scroll on by, it's okay. It doesn't make you intolerant. You don't have to know about this. It's not for you, right?
No, I'm going to make this all about me, okay? I'm going to make this all about me now.
Right? But they're trying to push this as, well, you have to watch this and love it. Otherwise, you're a bigot. Nobody's saying this. Nobody's actually saying this. If you go to Twitter, which I do not recommend that you do this, and you go to the Postmates account and you click on all of the quote tweets for this video, which I'll play a clip for it if you're curious. We're not going to watch all of it, but conservatives are just melting down over this. And again, I've got to just stress, this really very clearly isn't for you. You're not the targeted demographic, right? It's an interesting, bold choice from Postmates because usually these companies during Pride will simply change their logos to a rainbow and then be done with it. But Postmates is kind of going above and beyond and arguably too far. And that's me saying this, right? But I'll share my thoughts on this. I just want to address some things that Ben Shapiro said. So he claims it's not just about tolerance for people who live different lifestyles. Now you have to embrace things like this. Except, no, nobody's asking you to embrace this, right? Nobody's asking you to learn every intricate detail about homosexuality or trans people. Like, you don't have to learn this to be tolerant, right? Being tolerant means that you just accept that people exist.
That's so true, actually. Like, you don't need to know the difference between a bear and an otter to be able to, like, not be a bigot towards gay people.
Even if you don't necessarily agree with their, quote, lifestyle, which it's not a lifestyle. If you're gay, that's who you are. It's inextricably linked to your identity, right? But tolerance means, you know, even if you don't like gay people, you acknowledge that they should be entitled to equal legal rights, equal social equality. They should be free from bigotry. But Ben Shapiro does not maintain this tolerant stance. He quite literally is, by definition, intolerant. Over the weekend, Fox News put out a segment where they talked about a trans family with a trans child, and he melted down, as did a lot of conservatives. And what are we seeing from conservatives across the country? This effort to ban trans people out of existence, ban gender-affirming care for children. Matt Walsh, who just released a propaganda piece, an anti-trans propaganda piece, admitted that adults shouldn't be able to transition as well. So, I mean, you're not tolerant. You are quite literally intolerant. If you're actually going to practice tolerance, you acknowledge that there are different people from you and you just let them live and let live. But that's not Ben Shapiro. So for him to say this, it's a downright lie. Okay? So he also says the entire society must celebrate, the entire society must propagandize on behalf of this sort of activity. No, that's not what they're asking you to do in this video. Nobody is saying, hey, you're a bigot if you don't celebrate homosexual sex. Nobody's saying that at all. I've never heard a gay person make this claim. Again, I want to emphasize, this was not a video for most straight people. It's not a video for conservatives. It's just a video for gay people. It's marketing, right? It's certainly unorthodox marketing. I haven't seen an ad like this targeted for gay people by a non-gay company, but it's not for you, and that's okay. You can choose to turn away. If you seek out, you know, all of these queer-centric things, then sure, it's going to be foreign to you, but you don't have to learn about gay sex to be an ally. This reminds me of the scene from The Office where they all found out that a coworker, Oscar, was gay, and then they started to watch gay porn so they could learn about homosexuality. That's not what tolerance is, but they're almost like they're taking it to that parody level where they have to watch this. And it's like, oh my God, look at what they're making me watch. You don't have to watch this, I promise you. You can turn away. It doesn't make you...
Yeah, it's like no one is asking you to have to watch a certain amount of gay porn in order to be an ally to the gay community. It's like, you know, it's not a requirement. It's not like, hey, you have to get your 10 plus hours or you're not a real ally. You'll have to revoke your ally cards unless you can prove you've watched at least 10 hours of hardcore gay porn. And until that happens, I mean, you're just going to be on the sidelines.
A bigot. Now, as for the ad itself, it's not really an ad. It kind of is, but I'll show you a small clip, just a 30-second clip. Basically, the way that I feel about this is I kind of feel mixed. I admittedly kind of had this like visceral response, like, oh, why are they doing this? And perhaps that's internalized homophobia that I still haven't dealt with myself yet. But part of me just thinks, man, they're putting this out and it's just bait for conservatives. We're going to hear about this now for a month.
Yep.
There are better ways to be an ally, right? That's my initial thought. But then as I thought through this, it's like, actually, this is a resource that's kind of a necessity because we live in a heteronormative society and queer people aren't taught sex ed. So I think that good hygiene, learning about sex, safe sex, things like this, it's necessary for gay people. And certainly I don't really feel comfortable with multinational corporations or large corporations filling that void. You know, but at the same time, it's still important. And, you know,
I kind of want to see more of Ben Shapiro freaking out, though. That's what I think is funny.
It's explicit, right? But, I mean, is it more in your face than heterosexuality? No, because we see straight sex everywhere. So it's not like queer people are required to hide sex away from the straights to protect their fifis, because that's also pretty fucked up, and that kind of contributes to this heteronormative society, right? But I mean, straight sex is everywhere, even where it shouldn't be. I watched the Halo show on Paramount Plus. Big fan of the games, and Master Chief in this game, the main character, was never in a relationship, but yet they found some way to make him get laid in this show.
Wait, with Cortana? How did that work out? Here's a really quick example for you. So Steven Crowder, wanting to fan the flames of outrage and get you really scared about, gay people, posts this video. Insane. A mother stands by in excitement as her toddler is exposed to half-naked men whipping each other in BDSM and doggy play attire here at Pride, LA, and in Hollywood, California. How could you let this happen? How could you let this happen? Let's see the whipping. All right, here he's coming. He's coming right now. Okay, he's kind of just whipping the ground. Okay, he's whipping the ground. Yep, whipping the ground. Oh wait, that's it. Okay, all right. So that's apparently what's going to destroy children's minds forever. Took me one search on YouTube to find this clip. One search.
Get a good look at this. Well, the world is watching. Oh my God!
Now this is just good old-fashioned family entertainment. This is an event you bring your kids to, and if you don't believe me, allow me to introduce you to the audience. What's going on right here?
Wants the match in Revolution. He wants the match on paper.
What? Is that young girls, young impressionable minds watching this BDSM show? This half-naked man getting whipped in the back?
He wants the world to see what he's going to do to MJF, but Cody's got to survive this ride.
Do you see the reactions? Do you see the reactions? You let this happen. The straights let this happen. The straights did this, corrupting young minds on a massive scale. Look at these marks. Look at these. And what is this? A young boy. Right there. Right there. A young boy. Exposed to this. Open palm now. That language. Again, this is more hardcore than anything you're seeing at the Pride parades, but this is wholesome family entertainment. Bring your kids, get a discount, take them out for a fun night and get some popcorn and shit. But apparently the other one is depraved groomer pedophilia, right? Kind of feels like there's a massive double standard going on. And yes, I agree, it does seem incredibly homoerotic.
Straight sex. It's like, goddamn, this shit is in my fucking face. I'm having the opposite, Ben Shapiro reaction, where it's like, this is what they want us to tolerate, raise my high-pitched voice and start talking faster. No, but I mean, like, you see straight sex everywhere. So, I mean, if you see, gay sex once in a while talked about in this way.
Is it bad that I'm okay with both? Well, here's the thing. No one on the other side, there's no one in the LGBTQ plus community who's been screaming out for end the abuse of children. That's taking place in like professional wrestling. No one's been screaming that from the top of their lungs. You don't see like, the gay community coming out and being like, we think that all these groomers and pedophiles, the thousands of groomers and pedophiles at attendance who bring their kids to these events and let them watch it on TV, that has to be shut down. That has to be shut down now, and we have to call them out for who they are. For me, it's about pointing out the hypocrisy, because again, it's only weird and only scary to you if it happens to be something that's related to being queer, right? That's what Steven Crowder wants to point out. That's what he wants to get you very, very scared about. That's what he wants to talk about. He's like, yeah, we should never sexualize children. And now I'm going to run a poll on my Twitter account about a 16-year-old Greta Thunberg and see what people have to say in terms of her in a skimpy outfit. Oh, I should probably delete that. Yeah, that's pretty yikesy. Yeah, okay. But anyways, back to fear-mongering. Let's continue to clutch the pearls.
I just don't know what to say. If you don't want to see it, you don't have to watch it. But for those who do want to see it, who are curious, here's the snippet of the advertisement, if you want to even call it an ad, but this is what Postmates put out.
Soluble fibers and protein are the key to having some good, clean fun. These all digest easily and slowly while feeding your good gut bacteria, which makes sushi a great bottom-friendly option. There's no right or wrong way to bottom, but if you're planning on getting peachy this Pride, the bottom-friendly menu on Postmates has the kinds of foods that could keep you feeling good.
Are you organic?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I just wish that I could see Ben Shapiro's face as he's watching this. Apparently he watched it on the program. This was a clip shared by Jason Campbell. So I don't know if he watched it. If he did like a second-by-second replay as he did with WAP, I'm going to find it and I'm going to react to that. But, you know, let's go to the explanation here for this. This is by Out. Today, popular food delivery app Postmates is announcing its first ever bottom-friendly menu in partnership with restaurants such as H2O Sushi and Izakaya, Prince Street Pizza, Dialogue Cafe, Beatnik, and others. This campaign will mostly focus on restaurants located in Los Angeles and New York City. This fun initiative in the Postmates app was conceptualized by a team of LGBTQ+ employees within the company. Moreover, the food delivery service is making a donation to the Okra Project, which is a mutual aid collective that provides meals and support to Black, trans, non-binary, and gender non-conforming people. So overall, that's good. If this is, you know, going to lead to, you know, donations, great. You know, it's just one of those things where if you are a straight person, I promise you, this doesn't make you a bigot. You're not a bad ally if you don't watch things like this. You're not the target demographic. But unfortunately, we live in the society where, you know, conservatives will try to find examples of bad gay people. They'll find examples of like gay people being, you know, overly promiscuous or twerking or something like that. And, you know, to put this out, I think that conservatives will use this for their bigoted agenda, but reactionaries will always do that. They'll say, see, gays are just about sex and promiscuous, and that's their whole existence. But that's going to happen regardless. The fact is that these types of resources should exist. Should it come from corporations? No, don't really feel comfortable with that. They should be available for gay people if they need them. But, you know, if you are a straight person and this comes across your timeline and you don't want to watch it, just look away. I mean, if you're curious, fine. But you don't have to watch this, is what I really just want to stress once again. Conservatives, you don't have to watch this. I mean, if you're trying to find reasons to be outraged or disgusted, I mean, there's no shortage on the internet. But if you're going to watch this, then I've just got to warn you, if you don't like gay people, you're not going to like this. And I kind of feel like that should be obvious, but we're in this time where conservatives are trying to find every single outrage bait that they can use to gin up homophobia. And I worry that this is going to do just that. So yeah, again, kind of feel mixed about this video that Postmates put out itself, just because I know the way that conservatives will use this. But at the same time, you know, just don't watch it. I mean, Jesus Christ, is it really that difficult?
But I like the outrage.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback, because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we are prepared to embark on a mighty jihad in your name. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your humble jester, attempting in vain to get you to laugh. To our valiant knights of the Round Table, Benji Arnie, Tech Tink, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Mayred, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood. It doesn't matter what I believe, it only matters what I can prove. Egbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Coulter Smith, Jenna Tao, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multimondi, Trevbot, EXE, Brian Ephraim, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojack, Saren 42, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Agent NDN, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our mugs and salute our brave heroes off to another glorious conquest.